Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. The species Karen, also commonly known as entitled parent, does not go on so-called vacations. This species exists for one reason and one reason only, to mess up as many people's lives as possible. This is exactly the kind of person our OP encountered in the first story. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. My kids can chop down whatever they want. It was a nice warm June morning and I was doing my rounds when I see a kid running with a hatchet. "Oh, F," I mutter. Kid swings at sapling, wildly screaming as if he was a junior Jack Torrance. "Hey kid, you can't do that," I yelled. Kid paused. "I'm getting firewood," he yelled. He had to be 7? I explained that he can't just cut down trees randomly, especially ones in the park. He was scared until I showed him how to use a hatchet safely. Using the knowledge I learned in the former Boy Scouts, using old kindling I found, I gave him 2 sticks of kindling after splitting a third one. Someone released the Karen. "Excuse me, what are you doing with my son?" she yelled. I explained what he did wrong and showed him how to cut kindling. "He was getting us firewood, and there's trees like everywhere." God effing Karen. I explained that an abundance of stuff doesn't mean it's up for the grabbing and that the property is the state's. "I'm not going to buy firewood at your cartel," she yells. I inform her it's a hefty fine to cut trees down. "That's not a tree, it's a sapling, like who cares? It's an eyesore anyway," said EP. "Miss, it's still growing, and the ranger planted that one, in fact." I'm watching the kid, and he made great progress making some nice kindling. "Honey, give me the hatchet," she growled. She took the kindling and tossed it into the woods. Kid instantly burst into tears and runs to camp. "Look what you made me did," she yelled. "Walmart," she grumbled. She snapped her fingers at me like a dog. "Closest Walmart, boy," she ordered. I'm stemming my range like debating assault and battery is worth it. I don't care who you are, I'm not your effing servant, butler, or dog. Told her the nearest one is 120 miles north. Closest one was actually 10 miles. Dumby attempted to drive and turned around 20 miles into her trip. Husband buys 3 bundles of wood while arguing with his wife how she's dumb for driving to get firewood. Argues into the night. I think I ruined Karen's vacation. And our second story. I will not keep secrets from my family. So my wife and I are having a baby, as has been known to happen. Both sides of our family have been waiting on this for a while, so we knew it was going to be a big deal when we finally announced it to everyone, and it was. Almost instantly, we were bombarded with questions about the baby's sex. "Do you know it yet? Are you hoping for a boy or a girl?" So on and so forth. The thing is, both of us are loath to answer any questions on that front, because the second we say anything, one way or another, we're going to be buried beneath either a blue or pink avalanche of baby stuff, neither of which we're particularly keen on. With that in mind, when it came time for us to find out the baby's sex, we kept it to ourselves. We wanted to know for our own planning purposes, but didn't want to deal with the aforementioned color-geddon. We tried to make a game of it. "Oh, we want it to be a surprise for all of you," etc. But they're having none of that, and the questioning is only intensified. "But you have to tell us, or how will we know what to buy? Would you prefer this written with a blue pen or pink pen? Oh, the baby did X? That means it must be a boy. It's a boy, isn't it?" Intense searching look. We've held firm so far, much to the chagrin of everyone around us. Cue the baby shower. Since we refused to play ball when it came to letting information slip about the baby, my family had no choice but to select shower decorations in gender-neutral colors. Yellow and green were the obvious choices, and most of the decorations featured ducks. Ducks are not our favorite thing, but we figured it was a small price to pay to stave off an eternity of monochromatic baby clothing. Little did I know. Unbeknownst to us, my family had bought extra supplies, and not just a few stuffed animals as one might expect. As the party drew close to a close, they slipped off to take care of this and that, clean up here, organize the gifts over there, use the restroom, and so on. Today, there are tiny rubber ducks everywhere. In the refrigerator and freezer, behind the blinds and curtains, in the coffee pot, floating in the sinks, the shower, in our bed, in our office, in the toilet, staring at me, judging me, watching me pee. I'm sorry, family. I've learned my lesson and won't keep secrets from you again. Please make them stop. Good for not caving. Just return the ducks when you visit family for the next few years. And I agree with you withholding that from the family. Not only do you only get pink or blue stuff, you also tend to get gender-specific child-rearing advice. Unsolicited, of course. And our last story. Karen believes sailboats are public property. I'm a 43-year-old IT guy, divorced with 2 kids. Girl 9, boy 7. I'm a member of a yacht club and own a smallish 34-foot Bavaria cruiser from 2008. Next to my kids, she's my pride and joy. Every year I take 3 weeks vacation along with my kids and we go cruising for the better part of those 3 weeks. We have a small dinghy that basically serves as our pickup truck/food haul. So we went for a cruise to all the small, cozy harbors we normally don't see. So cruises a go. My son knows about the lines and knows how to dock and whatnot. My daughter's the dinghy skipper during this. She loves that thing. We always have our club pennant flying as well as the Jolly Roger. Jolly Roger means kids on board, come play. We leave our home port and spend a day and night at sea to get the sea legs growing and sharpen up our boating drills. Retired Navy, can't help it. On our 3rd day, we arrive at a smallish marina, roughly 200 berths. In my country, calling ahead on VHF is not a thing, so the only thing to do is either going in with the boat or send in the dinghy to spot for a berth. Now, occupied berths are marked with a red sign, available as a green sign. My kids know this and are also learning to spot a fitting berth. Our boat is 3.6 meters wide and berths are different in width, so the trick's to spot a berth wider than 3.6 but not wider than 4 meters because that's the golden difference. Any berth wider than 4 meters costs a ton of money and is meant for bigger boats. Well, Captain Dinghy was volunteering, as always, to scout ahead while I and the XO were watching from just outside the inlet. She's equipped with, of course, a life jacket, radio, not VHF since that requires a certificate, and a good idea on how wide 3.6 meters really is. Our dinghy happens to be 3.5 meters long, so as long as she can fit the dinghy from end to end between the posts, it fits, including engine. Now, most people that hang around marinas are used to seeing children in dinghies and wouldn't raise an eyebrow over a 9-year-old girl in a small dinghy wearing a life jacket and looking for empty berths. However, not all people are like that, which we would soon find out. She found one and radioed that back saying, "I've got one, Daddy. It's the Jeep here, and I'm waiting for you here. Over." I reply with, "Good job, en route now. Daddy out." The owners of the boats on either side are the caring, nice older couples, and especially the portside neighbors are completely stunned by Captain Dinghy and her professionalism. They're small-talking when we arrive to the berth and help mooring, for which I pay with a cold beer and a soda for the kids. Happy days all around. On the opposite side of the pier, a couple of boats also are flying the Jolly Roger, so the kids are off after a quick lunch. The berth directly opposite us is also available, but knowing from experience, that'll soon change. And how right I was. Later in the afternoon, we saw the arrival of Her Majesty's ship Karen and her sailing circus. They arrived while the nice grandparents next door and I were discussing nice marinas to visit, and as a matter of course, we stood by to help receive lines and help with mooring, to simplify their docking. It was a crap show. They had a trimaran, 3 holes. The outer 2 can retract when you dock and extend when you sail. They knew nothing about the boat, so clearly a rental boat. After 5 or 6 attempts at docking with one side retracted, other side retracted, no side retracted, full power plus screaming all around, the harbor master even came down to join us. Now we stand 8 guys plus 1 harbor master and just looking like, what the F are you doing? Even my 7-year-old son comes by with some new friends and going, are they for real? Grandma Port quickly provided some ice and soda for the kids. She was amazing. We managed to convince them, the wrecking crew, to throw us the forward lines and we could pull them in after they retracted both pontoons. This took the better part of an hour and a half. When they finally docked, They acted like they invented boating. I know that docking in a foreign port can be quite difficult, but when you need 8 people to help you, one might keep a low profile. Not that couple, though. They were totally clueless about how to get shore power, water, and how to register with the harbor master, who happened to stand right in front of them when they docked. The harbor master's now trying to guide how to register, what to do regarding to shore power and water, and boy did they listen. HMS Karen started full yell about how they've paid a lot of money to rent that boat and how they expected harbor fees to be included in the rent, and threatened to report the harbor master to the rental company they used and to get him fired for trying to extort money from them. After her endless monologue, there were about 8 to 10 guys laughing. The harbor master just looked at them and went, "Okay, these are the rules. Each marina requires a fee for docking. That fee covers power, water, and the space you occupy. It includes access to bathrooms, cooking facilities, and cleaning. Your rental company does not own any marina. Is that clear?" The circus husband understood, but failed to convey the last part to HMS Karen, something we found out later the next morning. Next morning, we prepared to go underway. Kids are saying goodbye to their new friends. My son's pampered with cookies from Grandma, port, and starboard. Broken hearts from the young girls in the marina. He's got blonde hair with curls and green eyes. A heartbreaker. And Captain Dingy's getting ready to go underway. She's dressed in the uniform for the part. Unicorn PJ pants, swimwear, and life jacket. Here's where the title comes into play. We're finishing our stay, meaning pulling our shore power cable, testing lights and systems, testing our bow thruster and prop, VHF and dinghy. While I'm standing at the stern ready to single up the line so my curly-haired XO will have an easy job, HMS Karen comes running up to me. HMS: "What are you doing?" Me: "Good morning. We'll get underway now. We're going to island recommended by Grandma's port. Enjoy your stay here." HMS: "What? You can't leave." Me: Pretty sure I can. Why wouldn't I?" HMS: "Because we want that boat." Me: "What? You want my boat?" Laughing: "Lady, my boat's not for sale. So, excuse me, we have to go." HMS: "No, all boats are property of rental company, and we called them yesterday and chartered that boat. Now hand it over or else." Me: "Lady, you're nuts." Now, we're not attached to the marina anymore, and my son's rolling up the bow lines when HMS tries to grab the push pit to keep us in the marina. Well, she lost that battle. Me: "All stop, man overboard." She came up yelling and screaming. Starboard Granddad guided her on board their boat and asked her what the hell she was doing, while Port Granddad called the harbor master. Me: "She okay?" Both Granddads: "Yes, we got her. Enjoy your trip. We'll see you in port." We leave and head for port. And oh boy, did I hope she was a one-time Karen. Karen is a depressing view of the lowest common denominator. Having a credit card does not qualify one to sail. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.